Are you for AI or are you against it? That's a question that I'm hearing more and more. But what if it's the wrong question entirely? In a world that's obsessed with picking sides, left or right, analog or digital, old ways or new, it's not really surprising that AI has become the latest battleground. But the thing is that AI isn't a sports team or a political party, and it's certainly not just a trend. It's a very powerful force that deserves much more than blind love or blanket fear. And while it's always tempting to distill things down to good, bad, positive, or negative, with AI, it's a much more nuanced topic. And that's what I want to talk about today. Why I don't pick sides when it comes to AI, and why more of us need to adopt a position that I call Neurality. Neurality is a neutral take on neural networks, a kind of balanced stance on artificial intelligence. Because when it comes to AI, we're seeing a really familiar split play out. So on the one side, you've got critics, quite a few creatives, people like me, but in fact anyone who has in some way seen their industry impacted by the rise of AI. Now, these people are scared about where this technology is taking us. And honestly, I don't blame them. Then there are people who disagree with the very nature of AI on ideological grounds. Again, completely understandable. And then on the other side, you've got the AI optimists, the tech savvy, the entrepreneurs, and the AI native generation, those who have grown up alongside algorithms and have often profited from them. Both groups make valid points, but also both groups are sometimes guilty of exaggerating their position. All too often, one camp only sees the threats and the other camp only focuses on the promises. And while it's always important to have opposing viewpoints in society, and this helps us reach workable conclusions, it can also cause a lot of discontent and hold us back from moving forward. Now, I believe it's possible to take a third stance, one that's not in the pro-AI camp, but also not in the anti-AI camp either. It's a mindset that accepts contradictions instead of trying to fight against them, one that highlights AI's potential while also acknowledging the very obvious risks. And this isn't about sitting in the middle to avoid taking a stand. It's about choosing to sit in the middle in order that we can gain a clearer view. And that's what I mean by Neurality. Ironically, the very platforms that are dividing people on the topic of AI are themselves driven by AI. Social media algorithms, neural networks themselves, push us into echo chambers. They reward outrage, they amplify extremes, and they punish nuance. And that's a massive paradox. We're using AI tools to form opinions on AI. And while at first glance that may not appear to be a huge problem, the problem is those tools encourage binary thinking. And so AI algorithms are part of the problem, but could AI itself be part of the solution? And that's because AI has some attributes that we don't. AI isn't emotional, it isn't tribal, and it doesn't need to belong to a group to feel safe. Most AI models like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude are built to be balanced. They've been trained to weigh up arguments and to reason. They don't rush to respond on gut instinct. They pause and they process. The way AI is built and what it's capable of make it much more than just a tool. And because everything that it's fed is human data, it makes it kind of a mirror. It mirrors our ideals, but it isn't held back by some of our biases and biological constraints. In some ways, this could make it a really good teacher for us, something to look at for inspiration, an aspirational model for how we could think if we stopped always chasing certainty and started looking for clarity. But let's be honest, nuance is hard. Our brains didn't evolve to be balanced in the way that they think. Quick judgments, strong tribes, and firm beliefs, these things helped us to stay alive. But today, that kind of survival programming can hold us back. While binary thinking, good, bad, for or against is energy efficient and allows us to develop opinions really swiftly, fast thinking and deep thinking rarely go together. And when it comes to something as important and complex as AI, we can't afford fast thinking. The thing is that AI is a contradiction, and that's okay. AI might take away your job, but it might also cure your future disease. It may increase inequality, but it might also increase access. It will likely change the fabric of society. We may lose some of the things we love, but it might also improve life in ways we can't even imagine. If that sounds contradictory, good, because AI is a contradiction, and our job isn't to pick a side. It's to sit with these contradictions long enough that we can understand them. With regard to divides in society like this, we have been here before. The Industrial Revolution divided factory workers from artisans. Darwin's ideas split religious believers from scientists. Nuclear energy was a miracle to some, but a nightmare to others. And the internet was hailed as a liberator, but also as a corrupter. But in all these cases, the problem wasn't technology or science, it was tribalism, an unwillingness to zoom out and a refusal to ask better questions. And we really can't afford to repeat that pattern with AI. And that's why the content that I make for Layered Future doesn't take sides. I'm not here to praise AI blindly, and I'm also not here to fearmonger. I'm just here to think and to invite other people to think too. We need less blind optimism, but we also need less panicked resistance. We need more willingness to sit in the middle of two competing truths. And that isn't weakness, that is a strength. The strength to tolerate complexity in a time of radical change. So if you're new here and you're wondering where I stand on AI, that's where I stand. In the middle, on a sort of seesaw in a kind of balance. Not because I'm indecisive, but because I know that clarity doesn't come from shouting across a fence. It comes from climbing up, looking around and asking, what if both sides are right? And what if that's not a problem, just a sign that we all need to dig a bit deeper? So let's stop choosing sides and start choosing sense. Let's choose Neurality. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. This video was based on my writing over at layeredfuture.com. If you'd like to explore the full article or browse through other topics, you'll find it all there.